Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the StreamKick Podcast. I'm your host, Camper, and I'm joined tonight by two, not three, but two of my fabulous co-hosts, the inevitable, always present RoboKast.
Always here for you when you
Just
need
for
me.
me.
Just for you.
That's right.
And me.
It means a lot to me.
And
Yeah, and there's
and
Ace. He's here too.
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, guys.
Welcome. How's it going tonight, guys?
Just
Yeah, I
living
know.
the dream. Living the dream.
30 minutes of fucking audio issues to get to this point. It's pretty hacky as it is right now, but it's working, I think.
Let's
I guess
wrap
we'll
it
find
up.
out when we're done.
Let's wrap it up.
That's it.
It's
Good
a
show.
good
Good show.
show.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Well, listen, this was a crazy week, so we're just gonna dive right into it. We're actually gonna we got three stories lined up tonight that we wanted to dig into. We're gonna talk about the DrDisrespect ban. We are going to talk about Ninja and Shroud opting out of Facebook gaming, and we're going to talk about Twitch being sued for $25 million over some
Yep.
something.
Something. We will find out. Yes.
We will. Starting off, DrDisrespect finally, I'm not saying that out of joy, but finally permanently banned. I mean, it seemed like this dude could get away with anything, and now he hasn't gotten away with something. And the irony of it is, we don't know what it is he hasn't gotten away with. We just know he hasn't gotten away with it. Ace, you have the ear on the streets, man. You're the one who's in the know. What happened? What happened to the doc? Why did he get banned?
I do not know, but the conspiracy theories are going around, and they are good. We like to hear them. We do not know. I've heard so many different things from so many different people. The most popular one right now seems to be that DrDisrespect was not banned for nefarious allegations of something very serious, crime-related, but that he was recruiting other streamers, big-name streamers, for a new new streaming platform that would be run by apparently Ninja, DrDisrespect, and some other big streamers who have a lot of money now thanks to Mixer. Maybe called Watch Prime. There was a new This was the account, Watch Prime. It has 70, maybe more. Last time I checked yesterday, it had 74,000 followers. This Twitter account, which just popped out of nowhere. Nobody knows if it's a fucking meme account or what the story is with this guy, but it is interesting. We will see about this one.
I loved watching the tweets from this account, and it was literally just a dude going, "Guys, we're a company of 4 people. There is no way we're pulling this off." Like, dude was like doing everything he could to just say like none of what you think or you say is true, and Twitter and the internet collectively was just like, "You're full of shit, dude."
Yeah, and meanwhile, I'm talking to people. I was talking in this group chat of streamers, and they're like, "Yeah, well, I just wanted to follow it just to see if anything happens." But I think if it was real, it would be cool. It would be awesome. It would be something new, something to give Twitch a run for their money, maybe. But I don't know, man. I don't.
So that said, what did we just learn? We learned that it wasn't crime related.
Maybe we don't know that
maybe.
Yet. It could not
that's
be.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We don't want to give you too much credit. It may or may not be crime related. It may or may not be something nefarious. In other words, we don't know anything. So for those of you that are listening, unless the news has changed from the time that we record this to the time that you hear it, we don't know jack shit right now about what he did. What we know is that he was banned on Friday, I think.
Yep.
Or Thursday, Friday.
It was.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometime around then. Anyway, he was banned. It was permanent. And we were told very quickly thereafter that it had nothing to do with the recent spat of DMCA violations.
We also saw him in the last 8 minutes of his last stream give a dramatic and heartfelt goodbye to his viewers. Yep. And pretty much say thank you to his viewers and saying
firm
that
handshakes.
Yeah, exactly. what is it, the Champions
Club.
Champions
Yep.
Club will get through this. So, I mean, it wasn't like maybe it was semi-spontaneous, but it clearly wasn't like, he wasn't just cut off. He got to say goodbye, so.
Did you watch the video, the 8 minutes?
I watched the last 4 minutes of those 8 minutes because that was a long 8 minutes to watch. So.
It was a long 8 minutes. He wasn't saying much. It was a good like 4.5 minutes of him watching people play professional hide and seek.
That is exactly what
I'm
it was.
serious, with like Lego characters.
And
like
then
Roblox,
he hid and nobody found him yet. So
he hid and everyone is seeking, and since then has become the world hide and seek champion.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So he's so good at it, in fact, that Twitch just said, "Listen, you can't hide here anymore. You're just banned. You can't do it." So we don't know why. There's lots of speculation, as Ace pointed out. But I wanted to talk about this in all seriousness, though, from the viewer standpoint. We like to focus on that here. Let's say that you're a longtime fan of the doc, and maybe you're a donator, maybe you're a subscriber. Who knows? Maybe you bought some merch. I don't know. And then he's just gone, just smitten from the records, just gone overnight, instantaneously. I can't. It's hard for me to wrap my head around that. Like, you, as someone who's a fan of a personality, of a character, which is what he is, right? And then all of a sudden, it's just the next stage is completely gone from existence, and you're just like, what the hell? You have no idea why. You have no idea what the future may hold. But this is someone that you've invested a lot of time and energy into, and you support and whatever, and then they're just gone. Like, from the fan standpoint, what do you do? Like, how, imagine you're used to watching Doc at his regular streaming time. That block is just gone to you now. You're not used to looking for new streamers during that time, right? And how do you replace somebody like him? I mean, I'm not a Doc fanboy by any means. I didn't really even watch his streams, but he had arguably the most unique personality on the platform. How do you replace that as a fan? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, you don't. But they did give all of the money. They refunded all the subscriptions to Doc. So all the viewers
from like June, I think.
Yeah. So all the people who were paying $4.99 or $9.99 a month, they all got their money back for that. So I guess they take that elsewhere. I think a lot of streamers are seeing this as a opportunity for, a time slot that occupied thousands of viewers every day for a specific, I mean, there are characters out there that kind of may have that potential, like him. I'm not sure how quickly it's going to take these viewers to find him, her, or them. But I'm hoping that it doesn't all get translated to a bigger streamer. I'm hoping that we're going to see somebody kind of emerge from the shadows, get another new kind of exciting character who will hopefully rise on Twitch and take that spot, or maybe many, or maybe a few. But I think most of the viewers are truly upset and truly sad that they lost who is many people's favorite streamer. I mean,
yeah.
So for so long too. Like, people have been watching this guy for years.
Well, he's really one of the first people, maybe the first, to have created this completely detached persona that he he acted that part.
Yeah.
Like, even I saw the guy at like TwitchCon and places like that, and like even just walking around, he played the part. Like, he carried. The Doc was.
It is a personality. Yeah, it is. He is a character, and
yeah. And I thought that was great because, like, so often on Twitch, you hear the advice of like, just be yourself, just do your thing. Like, people will love you for who you are and all that, which is, that's fine. He took the different approach and said, you know what, I'm actually just going to create something that's not me at all. Something complete. Like, if you're listening to this and you've never watched one of DrDisrespect streams, you should at least watch a few minutes of one just to kind of see what this guy did. His production quality was second to none. There isn't a single person on Twitch that has anywhere near the kind of production quality he had for his streams. and everything that he did like embodied that character. Like he even had like the kind of like 80s vibes,
The cutscenes, yeah.
The cutscenes, the locker room. He had the locker room
Yeah.
scene where he would be walking around.
It was a show.
He would have,
yeah.
It was a show.
Yeah.
It was a show, and it was, I think,
Is there anyone else that does that?
to a degree. There's people that do similar things, but not to the extent. Like he was like the full, like top to bottom, full embodiment of like the character. Like he just did it all.
Which is kind of funny because you think about how successful he was in doing that. Why haven't others tried to replicate that?
I think others have. I think they realize, like, you watch him do it and it's like, this is easy. Then you go to try to do it. That shit's really fucking hard. Like, imagine acting that character role for 8 to 12 hours a day every day. Like, I mean, I guess eventually you get pretty good at it, but still, like, he would almost never break character, like very rarely. I mean, it was so funny. Like he would get fired up because he had a temper on him, which is why I did one thing I did like about him. And he would get fired up. You couldn't tell if he was legitimately pissed or if it was just him being the doc and acting pissed, because sometimes he would get so mad, he'd be screaming and he had spit coming out. He would just spit on himself. Like literally he would just be like, and just spit a loogie like right on himself, or he'd have it like running down his chin. Like he would really get into the character, and you're like, I mean, I've been that mad before, but at least I would like, wipe it up. He was just like, nope, I'm going all in. I'm just going to spit right on my own chest. Right. Like that's what he would do.
Another 4 hours that can sit there. It'll
just sit there.
It'll dry up.
It'll evaporate.
Right.
It'll evaporate.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, all that said, I think this is a big loss for Twitch. So obviously he had to have done something. Slasher, one of the esports journalists, but on Twitter, Slasher tweeted, I think it was this morning or either last night, that he has from very credible sources the reason, but he's not sharing it, which is crazy because Slasher fucking shares everything. This dude, like, nothing's holy to this guy, right? And we love it as like, spectators and fans and everything, because he shares all the shit that we normally wouldn't find out about for a few days. He's just like, fuck it, I'll tell you right now. Like when it wasn't Ninja, I think it was Shroud. When Shroud was leaving, Slasher knew like 2 days before, and he just tweeted it. He's like, in 2 days, Shroud leaves for Mixer.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, bro, you should have let Shroud say that. And he's just like, why? I'm a journalist. This is what I do. And 2 days later, what happens? Shroud leaves for Mixer.
Right. And
so
I think it's interesting, his wife's role in all of this, because she took to social media and thanked.
She's hot.
And
she is. Just saying.
Thanked everybody, and kind of like took his side and everything, which wouldn't have happened with a very specific circumstance for his ban. And also, he posted himself that Twitch has notified me on the specific reason behind their decision. So, I mean...
Has or hasn't? I thought he said hasn't.
Oh, yeah, has not. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but to your point, though, the last few minutes of his last stream, though, he knew something.
Right.
Right? So, I think that's what everybody's, like, freaked out about this whole... Not freaked out, but why everyone's kind of, like, on the edge of their seat is, like, there's all these, like, there's all these things that have come to light that don't tell the story, but together, they're, like, conflicting, Like, he says, oh, well, Twitch hasn't told me why, but then you watch the last few minutes of his stream, and you can tell, like, something is not right. Even his buddy, Tim the Tapman.
Yeah.
He watched it, and he was like, yeah, something's not right. So, I don't know. I wonder, though.
So what's a I mean, have people a temporary ban versus a permanent ban? They say, so did Twitch come out and say he's permanently banned?
Yeah.
Yes.
He is gone.
And has Twitch ever come back on its word? Have they ever permanently banned other people?
Yes.
And have they ever come back? Has anybody ever come back?
Oh, they've perma-banned fucking probably tens of thousands of people.
And
they have come back, but it's very rare. So the way it actually works is that it's not really a permanent ban. They call it an indefinite ban. In other words, they say you are banned indefinitely. That translates quite almost literally to permanent. However, there have been people who have been allowed back even though they had an indefinite, and Twitch would say, well, we said it was indefinite.
Yeah.
And he's been banned before, right? He was banned.
He's been banned for bad shit.
Last year. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of bad shit.
He got banned for taking his stream into the bathroom at E3
bathroom.
and live streaming from the bathroom.
Oh my.
I'll never forget that one dude was at the urinal and he turned around.
I know, but that content, quality content, right there.
He does it for the content.
And he just got signed. March. A
March.
2-year exclusive deal with Twitch for a quote-unquote life-changing amount of money.
Yeah, so at least $100.
Twitch is
and
like shit.
That's the thing. That's what I was saying before, though. It's like there's all like these weird little things. This is like one of those like what's that show, Dateline or whatever, with the guy with the silver hair, and he's like, but then he signed a contract for $1 million. But was it real or was it fake? Did he intend to stay? Did Mixer have something to do with this? Like, that's what's happening every day. They're just on Twitter, like, what is this? So it's like the show that was the doc has now become it's like manifested in a new way. It's still the doc show, but it's like different, you know?
So in the last couple of months, at least 3, maybe 4 out of Twitch's 10 most followed accounts are no longer streaming on Twitch. That's got to say something, right?
Wait, say that again? What is it?
3 out of 10 of Twitch's most followed accounts are no longer streaming on Twitch.
In what time frame?
Well, when did Ninja leave? Like 4
August.
Okay, so like I guess a little longer than.
So it's
6
August.
months.
Yeah. So it's Ninja, Shroud, and.
But he's still one of the top 10. I mean, still has those followers.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Do you think this is something that Twitch is like playing close to the chest because of all the drama in the last couple of weeks and just how horribly inconsistent the platform has been with bans? Do you think this is one of those things where they're like, fuck, we need to really think through how we explain this, because we've got people feeding alcohol to animals, throwing animals, punching their spouses, like,
yeah, man. I think
what the fuck did he do?
I can tell you one thing, and that is that the new Twitch Safety Advisory Council is flipping shit right now, and they are absolutely beside themselves. I think somebody needs to like drop another bomb on Mixer, point another finger at Mixer, get some more attention.
Just draw some attention away from them.
Yeah.
I like Mixer just cashed out. They have one accusation. They're like, you know what? This shit ain't worth it. You can have it, Twitch. Good luck. Fucking done. Oh, man. Well, speaking of Mixer, that brings us to our next story, which is Ninja and Shroud have decided they're not going to take Facebook up on their offer for the Facebook gaming transition. So for those who don't know, well, you should know that Mixer is shutting its doors July 22nd. But they worked out an arrangement with Facebook Gaming whereby any Mixer partnered streamers, which of course would include Ninja and Shroud, could go over to Facebook Gaming and essentially just keep the terms of their partnership, at least as close as Facebook could get to their original Mixer terms. I would imagine for Ninja and Shroud, they would probably do whatever they could to meet those demands. And of course, since money is no object for Facebook, that's not a big deal. However, Ninja and Shroud said, no, we're not going to do it. P.S. in our contract, you have to buy us out in the event something like this happens, so pay up. So Mixer, here's the timeline. Mixer shuts its doors. Ninja and Shroud say no to Facebook. Mixer has to pay Ninja and Shroud. Ninja takes home $30 million. Shroud takes home $10 million. And guess what? They're free agents and they can go wherever they want, including Facebook Gaming.
I thought Facebook Gaming had to pay out their contract because they were being switched over to Facebook, but no, it's Mixer who had to pay it out.
What I read was that it was Mixer. Yeah, I could be wrong, but what I read was that it would be that Mixer would have to pay it out, because I guess Mixer gave them an opportunity to switch. They probably had something in their contract that said that they would have first right of refusal, and in their contract, I'm sure they also had something that said if there was what's the legal term for that thing? Assignment, right? Assignment. If it could not be reassigned, the contract could not be reassigned by Mixer unless Ninja and Shroud agreed. And if they disagreed, then it would essentially make the contract void, in which case they would get paid out. So I'm not a lawyer, but Rhino talks to lawyers sometimes. So that's close enough.
Sounds accurate. Yeah.
It's an ironclad legal decision rendered on the StreamKick podcast. So anyway, Ninja walks away with $30 million. That's cool. Shroud walks away with 10 million. That's cool. Where do they go next? What's the plan for these guys? This is the prediction segment of the podcast. Ace, what say you?
Have they real quick? Have they been streaming? Are they still just streaming on Mixer until it closes, or have they not even been? Or
I don't even think they've been streaming. Although, if you go to twitch.tv/ninja, it's back up. So he's not live, but his stuff is back.
Well, I think they'll be on Twitch. I mean, it's not hard for them to.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, unless Watch Brime is coming to life, which we'll see. But I don't know. They have so much. Like, it's just at this point so easy for them. I think they just want to make content, and Twitch is an easy platform for them to do it. I'm a little fuzzy on why they left in the first place. I know it was something to do with licensing issues or something along those lines. But like, Facebook was giving them a really good deal and they didn't want it. I don't know. Like, it's hard to say. They clearly won this. I mean, Mixer is posting like, oh, good news for all you Mixer partners, and Ninja and Shroud are just like, no, fuck that. That's stupid. That's not good news. Who wants to be on Facebook gaming? But I think they'll go back to Twitch. I think it's an easy place for them to monetize, and maybe they can absorb some of DrDisrespect's lost viewers. Who knows?
Yeah, there's a talent vacuum. I mean, maybe they can go in and scoop up some of that. They also have viewers they left behind.
Right.
That didn't want to switch when they left, so there's that. So that's an immediate pickup.
It's familiar.
I know Ninja. Yeah. Well, Ninja took a big hit when he left. He took a huge hit because he was pulling in. I don't know what he could get close to 100,000 viewers, and I think on Mixer he was like 10 to 20,000. Right, so he has a lot to pick up just by going back. I do want to bring this up though. Coincidentally, on Friday there was an announcement that Tencent is the Chinese company that owns everything, is launching a Twitch rival streaming platform in the United States called Trovo.
That's awesome.
Trovo Live.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of scanning this article here really quick here, so I don't know too much about this just yet, but
see, that can blow up.
That could blow up. Tencent has infinite money. I mean, they have as much money probably as Bezos and Amazon have to throw at Twitch, so they can just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing though. This is the real kicker in this. Tencent owns a big stake in a fuckload of companies.
Epic Games, Riot. They have like 25% of Epic and like 60% of Riot or some shit like that.
Yep. They're a majority shareholder in Riot, I'm pretty sure.
Who we talked about last week of blowing the hell up, yeah. Exactly.
Riot's got 3 esports titles out right now, and esports is the hottest shit in the world in terms of streaming audience. They've been doing this in China, so they have the largest esports market already. They have a stake in Huya and Douyu, the 2 largest Chinese streaming platforms. Nice. So they have that going for them. You're dying to say something.
I just love the names. Huya and Douya.
Huya and Douya. Huya, Douya, and Trovo. It's like the Huey, Dewey, and Louie of Chinese streaming platforms. But anyway, here's the thing. So this week, I'm just reading this straight off of Bloomberg right now. This week, it detailed plans on its website to entice and reward creators with a $30 million partnership program beginning in July.
Can they do it? Yes, they can. Come on. That would be so cool.
This would be awesome. And what an amazing turn of events that you literally have one of the other platforms that everyone thought was going to be the main rival shit the bed, and now you've got this next one come in and Tencent's behind it. Tencent says, guess what? We have infinite money. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Right? Here's $30 million. That's like breakfast money for them. Not even.
Right.
You know? So I don't know. What do you make of this, Rhino? I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
I don't know. I was gonna predict that they go to caffeine, and then I just went on caffeine and I was looking at some streams, and the shit is horrible.
The caffeine or the streams?
Both.
Both. What's so bad about it?
No, it just looks bad. It's just poor quality.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, those guys had a lot of money too, so
that's where I was going. But yeah, no, I don't think.
I guess money can't do everything for you, but
Trovo could do it.
So who could?
They could do it.
Trovo?
Yeah. I mean, tons of people are looking for a new platform. Like, I think we were waiting for a new competitor to rise from the ashes and clean up Mixer, honestly. But yeah.
Yeah. And it had to come from somebody big.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, it's either let's call it now. Let's be bold.
Yep.
It's either Trovo or it's Brime. What's your prediction? The next big streaming platform, Trovo or Brime?
Trovo.
You're gonna go with Trovo? Ugh, man, you're playing it safe? All right. Ace, what about you, man? Where's your money?
Man, my money is all in Brime. Every one of their followers, geniuses, already in are early on that.
All right, you heard it here first. It's split decision, and I'm gonna play Switzerland on this. I don't know. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll find out. Can the $30 million backed by largest company in the world or whatever income challenger take on the 4-man Twitter team at Brime? We shall see. But I in all seriousness though, going back to Ninja and Shroud, like I said, I don't think they're streaming right now. So I think this is going to be a critical test of the strength of their brand, because we talked about it. I think it was last week we talked about this, but anyway, when they stopped streaming, Ninja specifically, for like 2 days, he lost 100,000 subscribers for a 48-hour break. They're not streaming now, as far as I know, and their fans don't know where they're going to go. So what does this say about their brand?
I think Ninja's going to retire. He's going to retire. This is it. He's gonna. Think so? Yep. He's gonna switch completely. Switch paths. He's gonna go back to what he likes doing. Find a game, maybe Valorant. Start just playing. Kind of put the stream on the back burner. Maybe still stream some, collect some income. But I don't know. I think he's been trying. I don't know. I think he could totally just say, all right, this is it. I'm gonna really change paths here. Like,
think he goes back to going pro, maybe.
Maybe, but also maybe he just takes a break. He just stops. Like, he's played. He's got to be burnt out. He's got to be semi-burnt. And he has the chance now to walk away. He already did. He got his $30 million. He can take it and go. He can take it and,
I feel like that $30 million is chump change compared to what he would be making if he was active, though. Like, honestly, like, dude's got to be doing way better.
But does he really want to like rebuild something that he had already kind of tossed aside? And does he really want to take the time? Is it worth him, especially if he's going to a new platform, Brime, and starting from scratch? That's a lot of work. I mean, he has a lot of translation, but is that worth the time and energy that he's got to put in looking at his computer screen for another 12 hours every day?
Yeah, I don't know. That is a tough question, and I guess we're gonna find out. I think at a minimum he might come back for a little while and then kind of decide what he's gonna do. But I think he has to establish himself on some platform just so he has that ability to do that if he wants. Like, he's got to strike while the iron's hot. He can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna take a break or whatever. Like, he needs to stake his claim. But the other thing to kind of think about here is, if you're a streamer and you've invested in a platform like these guys have with Mixer, and then all of a sudden you lose it, right? Like, we're living in a moment right now where you have people who are willfully leaving platforms and moving over various issues, or just personal preference or whatever you want to call it. And we're also in an era or a time where people are losing their platforms because of either some shitty things they did as people, and their platforms are being taken from them as a result of that, or their platforms are just shutting down and they're losing it that way. I think the message that other streamers need to like think about here is like, you can't have all your eggs in one basket. Like if you're going all in on Twitch and you're not on YouTube, you're not on Instagram, you're not on Twitter, you're not on all these other places, like you have to treat this like a business. You have to build a brand around your character, around your streaming persona, or whatever that is for you, because you can lose your platform in a second. Whether it's your decision or somebody else's, your platform can be taken from you, or you can be forced to leave, or you can just say, you know what, I'm done, I'm leaving, and I can't stay any longer. And you're gonna have to deal with that situation. And if you haven't built a brand for yourself, you're fucked. So I think learn from like what's happened. If you're a streamer and you're looking at this, like learn from what's happened. Like, yeah, these guys are huge, and we're talking like massive amounts of money here, like tens of millions of dollars. And for the 99.9% of streamers, that is like a dream. Like, okay, sure, kick me off my platform, I'll take 30 million. But you got to remember too, this stuff it scales down, right? You can invest hours and dollars and time and energy of yourself into your content, into your community, and have that shit just taken away from you. What do you have to show for it? Right? You've got to go deeper than just like, hey, I'm a Twitch streamer, or hey, I'm a Mixer streamer. There's got to be more to it than that. Like, I think that's the lesson to be learned from all of this. We actually did a blog article about this, I don't know, a couple months ago, about the whole like free agency concept in streaming that Ninja really kicked off. And I think the legacy, to your point, Ace, if he does retire, I think the legacy he leaves behind is not that he was the most successful streamer of all time, because I think other streamers are arguably as successful as him. I think the legacy that Ninja leaves behind is that he made it okay for streamers to just be like, fuck you, I'm just going to go do my own thing. Right? I'm not Twitch's property. I'm not Mixer's property. I'm going to go do my own thing.
Yeah. Well, wherever he goes, I don't see him signing another big deal. Like, if he goes back to Twitch, he's definitely not going to commit, sign exclusively there, right? Is that up to Twitch? So? Like, can Twitch, like... No, yeah.
It's Twitch's platform.
Right.
They can do whatever they want.
Okay.
But would it make sense, though? It would make sense for Twitch to be like, no, you can't come here unless you sign a contract. Right? They'll say, sign a contract, we'll invest in you, we'll help you grow, your following, your channel, etc. But don't sign a contract and you're on your own, in which case he's probably going to be just fine because he's Ninja. Anyway, that brings us to our third story. And I always think it's kind of good to end these with a little bit of comic relief. Twitch is being sued for $25 million over claims that they actively promote sexually suggestive content on the site. Now, say what you will about this, wherever you sit, whichever side of this argument you sit on. The silliness of all of this is that the guy that filed this lawsuit, his name is Eric Estavillo, filed a lawsuit in California court. He claims that he has medical conditions such as obsessive compulsive disorder and sex addiction that are made worse, if you will, by the fact that Twitch allows females to stream on their platform in sexually suggestive ways. Now, of course, sexually suggestive is a very subjective term. It really just depends on who's doing the observing here. But he's suing for $25 million. He provided a list in his lawsuit of the female streamers that he considers to be causing the problem. And he also asked that Twitch permanently ban all of the female streamers that he has on his list. Now, the intrepid reporter who first shared this story looked at Homeboy's account. He's following 786 streamers, all of which are females.
Every single one.
Every single
Zero
one.
Male streamers. 0 for 786.
So you got to give the guy a couple points at least for like going all in on this case, right? He's like, if I'm going to do something this dumb, I'm going to try and do everything I can to make this as believable as possible. First of all, following 786 channels. What the fuck? Second, they're all one gender, right? That's the second craziness of this whole story. What's interesting is that he said if he wins, which he won't, but he said if he wins, he wants them permanently banned. All right. He wants the $25 million to be split between himself and other Twitch Turbo subscribers. Twitch Turbo is the ad-free version of Twitch that you now get, or that you can buy.
786 female streamers, you can't have ads, right? That's
ads just interrupt you. You know what I'm saying? Ads just get in the way of business. And then various charities. So he's obviously
what a nice
coming
guy.
From a good place. Yeah, he's a nice guy. I don't even know, man. What do you make of this, Rhino? I'm interested. I really want to know what you think about this, man. I feel like you have something very insightful to share.
I don't have anything intelligent to say about this. I think it's just stupid. I think every now and then you're gonna get a stupid thing like this to happen. It's just inevitable. I mean, I don't think there's anything different that Twitch can do. I don't really think they did anything wrong. So, yeah, I see this going away quickly.
What's your Twitch channel is RhinoPaws, what, 75? 75?
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to go check Rhino's following, see, this Twitch didn't do anything wrong. Go check his followers. See, dude's also representing himself in the case. Now that on the surface that may sound absurd, right? $25 million, you're going to represent yourself. However, he has done this before. I did a little reading before we talked about this, and this guy has sued pretty much every major like tech company / gaming company. He sued Sony, he sued Microsoft, he sued Blizzard. I don't think he's ever won, by the way. He sued all these companies. One of his lawsuits, one of his episodes here, was back in 2009, where he sued the manufacturers of the 4 top gaming platforms at the time. So PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. He sued all 4 of them at the same time. Just basically just playing the numbers game. Like, one of these has got to stick. I couldn't figure out what exactly it was that he was suing for. The article was very vague, but it was talking about like the end user license agreement, the EULA, saying like, oh, that's 8-year-old signed this, therefore it it can't be valid. Just crazy shit like that. I don't know, Ace. What are your thoughts?
This
on
is
this?
so funny, man. I have no thoughts. The first thing I said to you when I saw this story is pathetic, disappointing, but it's so funny. I mean, it's on like I can't stop laughing. It's great. Wow. Twitch.
So here's my thought on this. This is one of those issues where like if this were in a bubble, it'd be silly, but Twitch just cannot seem to shake this issue they have with the whole like female streamer thing and the sexually suggestive content. Like, they just can't do it. Whether, again, wherever you sit in this discussion, it doesn't really matter. Twitch just cannot seem to get away from this thing. Here's what I think. All right, Twitch is going to have to do something with this, right? They can't just ignore it. They have to do something. So it's going to take some degree of money, energy, time, whatever you want to call it, for them to just like make this go away, which they will. However, Mixer was so much better at this, right? So many streamers that went to Mixer, so many viewers on Mixer said, hey, we love Mixer because of the community. Mixer was very clear, very explicit in its policies before Twitch made the move to clarify its own. Mixer was very upfront about this and kind of rubbed it in Twitch's nose a little bit. I remember when this happened like last year. You've now got all these people coming over from Mixer. And as they're coming, again, this is like all this stuff is happening at just the right time. They're all coming back to Twitch, and it's like, welcome back to the circus, guys. How was your visit to like Sanity Land? And Sanity Land shut down for business because nobody wants to live there where there's no one crazy. And now you're back in Crazy Town, and this is the kind of shit you have going on. Like, welcome back. We're being sued for $25 million by a guy who follows 786 female streamers and nothing else. And I'm just trying to think it through from like the Mixer viewer and the Mixer streamer's perspective. Like, do you just collectively sigh and say, well, here we go? Or do you get back and say like, fuck that, we're back, we're staying, we're going to fix it? What do you guys think? Like, how should the incoming Mixer audience react or do they even care about something like this?
I don't know.
I don't know if they really are focused on it at the moment. I think they're more focused on the transition and building their audience now on Twitch. I don't know if they're really focused on.
They don't give a shit.
I don't think they give a shit.
Ace, what
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
we value your opinion on the show.
And I don't know what I'm talking about, so
I think this kind of from these streamers, it just kind of plays into what's like the theme of really what's been going on recently. And no matter what, obviously there's a lot of controversy about cancel culture, but that's really, been present in this industry where things are around and stay around and they don't get deleted, and everybody's kind of nitpicky about everything everybody else does from 1, 2, 3, 10 years ago. I think if anything, and again, if anything, these streamers from Mixer will just see this as a reminder that they need to just like keep their shit clean and be careful, and part of that's good and part of it's a shame, because I think it will alter the character and the personality of these streams, and kind of while that filters out a lot of the bullshit that needs to be filtered out, it also kind of dulls the personalities and limits people's ability to be outgoing in themselves and goofy and funny while at risk of criticism from others or a $25 million lawsuit for being whatever. I don't know.
For anyone who's been watching Twitch since the beginning, it is a very different platform in a lot of ways than it was back then. Both good and bad, but it's just a very, very different scene than it was back then. But it never stops being entertaining. That's for sure. Speaking of stopping being entertaining, that wraps up this week's show.
Yeah.
See you later. Thank you guys so much for listening. We've got some links down in the show notes to some of the stuff we talked about here on all the stuff we talked about on today's show, plus the link to our free agency article that we published a few months back. I'll say the same thing I say at the end of every episode. If you guys like this, if you don't like it, please give us feedback. Let us know. Easiest way to do that is either through iTunes, Apple Podcast, or on Podchaser. Leave a rating, leave a review. Let us know what you think. Or you can hit us up on social. It's very easy to find the podcast there on Twitter and Instagram. We are at StreamKick Pod, StreamKick Pod, Pod. On the web, StreamKick.com. We got some cool stuff coming there here in a week or two. So just be on the lookout for that. And on Facebook at Watch StreamKick. And with that, Ace.
Find me on Twitter at Ace Aspires anytime.
Ace aspires to not have audio issues next week on the
We'll
podcast.
see. I aspire. I can only aspire.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a great week, and we'll be back next week. Take care.